Alright. Alright. Hello. Make sure everything's working again.
And that's when I did the cocaine.
Oh.
Why
Well.
would you do that?
Well.
Well, Zom sold it to me for a nickel.
Hey. FBI Kun, no, I did not. That's a lie.
FBI Kun doesn't have jurisdiction where you are.
What? FBI, but Canadian version.
Maple Leaf
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either. Anyways, I assume our voices are working, but nobody's told me otherwise, so we'll find out.
I just checked.
Anyway, welcome back everybody to Whispers of Hope, our Legend of Zelda based D&D campaign. I am the Dungeon Master Zom, and that's all we got for me. Yeah, I don't know how to do an intro. That's funny. I guess
We've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah, well, exactly. Anyways, Nibby will not be joining us today. She is busy, so she'll be gone for the day. But for the most part, she should be back for the next session, as far as I know. But we'll go from there. We'll start with our intros as usual, with Vivra up top.
Hello, I am Rhettaliate, aka Vivra, the Twili druid.
Demira.
I'm Jaxi. I play Demira, the weapon spirit.
Akari.
I'm Sky. I play Akari, the Shiekah rogue.
And Velkorin.
I'm AlistairForgall and I play Velkorin.
I also realized we went go before I even checked if Sky was here, so I'm glad they were here.
I checked.
Some of us actually check.
Hey.
Some of us care about Sky, okay?
Hey, I care about Sky.
All of us.
No, you don't get a say
No.
nothing.
You don't care.
You are the least likely to in this
Wow.
situation.
Do our goddess roll right away, so I don't forget this time. And of course, I roll a 5, which would be Lumi. So if Lumi's not here, everybody gets that.
You know what the
Heck
greatest
yeah.
thing is? I've had it the last 3 sessions and I haven't used it.
You haven't had to use it.
Yeah,
I
last
know.
time
I
we
had it
all
last
right?
session, and I
Yeah.
fully forgot to use it.
I don't think we had many rolls.
No, I think there were 2 rolls the whole session.
I had to do a lot of rolls.
Make us do like Arcana and stuff.
Well, do stuff that
Athletics to stay
requires.
on the
If
mountain.
Wither was here, I would be insight
There you
checking
go.
everything
make
all
this,
the
make
time.
This do Arcana so we can play that Disney game.
Gonna make you
Arcana.
guys roll
Vibra's-
Constitution and Dexterity
How
to
dare
see
you.
if you trip and fall randomly. Anyway,
Our whole party's just like fumbling all the time.
right.
All of a sudden, we have to roll for every step. Do not do that,
Exactly.
please.
Yeah, that's what you get for talking shit about me not making you do rolls. Now you're gonna roll for fucking everything. Roll to breathe. Oh, you
Roll to
failed.
roll.
You're dead now.
What?
Roll
We
to
don't
roll,
even
drop
get
high.
tested.
Oh, no.
Alright, let's get going, please.
Anyway,
You failed to breathe 1 time, therefore you
You're dead.
perish.
you have died.
I failed to breathe a lot.
Stop that. Anyways, we're wound up today apparently. Recap
day.
for last session. The party had just left the Lavender Fog Inn, Junie's Inn. The party themselves kind of had a brief reconnaissance in a way before they left, and on the way, with basically Demira kind of going through all the stuff that she's learned about herself and other questions. What else? Some of the examples are just what she is herself based on the info that she got from both Eli and Esmeralda and the Forest Guardian, so the 2 weapon spirits and the assumption of Eli. She also went over what she knows, or at least asked about Akari and her involvement with the Blood Moon. She also asked about Vivra and her eye. And then she also asked about the events that led to her being found before finishing off with basically what is the Shadow Hands from Velkorin. That was the good bulk of the start of our session, at least. And after that point, they made their way to Kakariko village, which is the smaller Shiekah village that leads to the Goron city within Death Mountain. As they arrived there, Velkorin met with one of his members, Renji, who is he's a Shiekah too, I think, if I remember right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. I
Thank
was
you.
muted.
Thank you. And he found out that Renji was there to take care of his grandmother, which is for the assumption that she might be passing soon. So that is partly the reason why he is there, as well as he is also there due to some odd instances that seem to be happening in his eyes, so he's investigating a bit. And then to finish off the session, it looks like the girls went on a hunt for some of the herbs and such, before making their way back to Kakariko village itself, which is where everybody is currently. You're Pippin. Why not? To kill Pippin and restart. Thank you for reminding me. You'd be able to hear that. Assume if you're telling me you can't hear it, that means stream can't hear it.
I didn't check it on stream, but I couldn't hear it in Discord.
When it first started, I heard music in the stream, but I didn't hear anything in Discord. I did a few seconds
Discord
ago hear,
then.
like, I thought I heard the fairy noise, but now I'm like, I don't know if I imagined that.
I heard the fair noise, but I think it was the
Oh,
It might be
Discord,
Zom's phone.
Oh,
That is true.
okay.
Thank you.
I thought I was going
Make sure you
insane for
turn
a
your
second.
phone on.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, you're right. I need to make sure my phone's off. It is. Okay, good.
All right. With that,
There's the
I can hear it in
music.
Discord now.
our party meets back up at some point within Kakariko. Jump right in from there. The appropriate area in Kakariko in our intro. As a reminder, the Kakariko village itself is the Shiekah village that is basically unaffiliated currently with any of the current royals. They are basically remaining neutral until one of the royals, or basically they are saying we're staying out of this until somebody figures out who's going to be in charge. Basically, they don't want to be involved until somebody has taken charge, essentially, and then from that point, then they'll react. But it's just a small mountain village that's filled with plenty of different houses and people. That it's kind of built in center of a mountain, most as you see with some of the pictures that I've been showing. Lots of different towns and people walking around. There's as a descriptor from the last time I said, there are a few houses that look a little bit unkept, but for the most part, a lot of the houses are taken care of. There's a few people walking around. It's pretty quiet as of this point. I believe I said you guys were around late afternoon or late morning. So about 10 o'clock or so would be approximately where you guys are at.
I think morning. Can it be?
Said
'Cause,
early or
we,
late morning, I can't remember exactly what I said. But I know you guys went hunting for stuff as well. Velkorin talking to Ren. But I would
Oh,
say
right, yeah.
early morning still. Probably not before noon, definitely.
Yeah, Demira and Akari went to help Lumi and Vivra find their stuffs.
But we'll say
Oh, that's right. The help action adventure.
found some plants, stuff, mushrooms. But we'll say you guys all kind of somewhat make your way back to the center of town, or at the entrance to the town, after the girls gather their stuff, and Velkorin catches back up with them after talking to Renji. At this point, Lumi kind of speaks up to you guys, and I guess addressing Velkorin, because I think that's her assumption on who is potentially the leader. I don't think it's been confirmed at all, but I think that's who she is assuming is the leader of the group. Just kind of says, well, since we have arrived quite ahead of schedule, I was wondering if it would be alright if I scoped out this village, so to say, a little bit, since that is part of what Malice wanted me to do. As well as I need to contact Malice just to let him know that we arrived way ahead of schedule. But for the most part, I think if that's alright with the group, I would like to do that.
Of course, you're in charge.
Sorry, the
I
way
see
you're
no issue
speaking
with
is
it.
just like her. I was like, dang, did you write this down?
Yeah.
Akari nods and agrees. If you want to check out the village and it helps with the job, feel free to.
How about we say in about 4 or 5 hours, let's meet towards the back end of the village, and we'll continue on our way from that point. That way we don't use up our entire day here. We can figure out what's going from there.
Where is the back end of the village so that I know which direction I'm going?
He just kind of points to the large mountain that is going into the air. Just head that direction and you'll find the path on that. Because we're
Would be
going
the
Right.
north end.
the
of
northern end,
valley,
yes.
I would assume.
Makes the assumption. Yes, the northern end of the valley. So,
Fair enough.
nods to you guys, gives a slight curtsy and says, "All right,
I'm gonna borrow the herbalism and foraging books from her before she goes, because I think she was the one who last
Yes.
had them. So
Yes.
I'll just hold on to those.
yes, he'll give the books over to you." But yeah, he just does a slight bow and a curtsy and says, "All right, I will meet you guys at the end of town in a couple hours then, and continue on from there." All right, so she'll kind of walk off a bit to go explore, essentially. I'll do her quick thing. I'm going to have a quick conversation with Malice as well, too. Just give him an update so you can see that. Well, you guys can't see because I walked away from you, but she'll take out the.
No, we're following.
Okay, right, you're following, I guess.
No, I'm
All right.
kidding. I'm kidding.
So she takes out the little piece of, I think I described it as jade, remember, right?
Yep.
She takes out the small piece of jade and pushes some of her magical essence, I guess, into it to activate it. And just simply ask for Malice, see if he can hear her or answer her. And after a moment, he does answer her and speaks up and says, "Yes, Miss Lumi, is there something that you need?" And he just on saying, just to give you a small update of where we are, we actually ended up at Kakariko Village way ahead of schedule. We're already here. We actually unintentionally ended up in a pocket dimension, which was ironically owned by Miss Juniper, if you remember her. Which obviously he does, because she used to work for him. Going back to him, he says, "Of course, I remember Miss Junie. I thought wasn't sure where she had disappeared to. I know she worked for us a bit, but she kind of disappeared, so to say. So I assumed she must have gone off to do whatever she wants, but good to know that she is all right. But also, it's very interesting that you guys ended up in Kakariko that far ahead of schedule. She's Lumi again. So much easier when there's two people. So I'm not talking to myself. Lumi just tells him there's a couple things that I wanted to discuss with you, just so that you are aware and we can go through some more stuff. I have one thing that we'll have to talk about a bit later, but just to give you a small update that, like I said, we arrived earlier to Death Mountain thanks to Miss Juniper's Lavender Fog Inn. And just going backwards in this case from our least concerning to the most concerning of what has happened in the last few hours. the Lavender Fog Inn seems to be a pocket dimension and Miss Juniper also gave me a key that should help me reach her establishment, but I was thinking it would be interesting for you to see it yourself at some point and maybe talking to Juniper, so that way there's a much more easier way to locate where she is, obviously as a mutual trading agreement. After all, if you assisted her with being located by customers, she could assist you in the same manner. As well as you may or may not have already known, I seem to be traveling with someone who has excellent contacts via an organization called the Shadow Hand. I believe with a modicum of trust that we might establish a report with this group to better share information that could benefit both parties. You've already requested that I attempt to establish a connection here anyway, and while they are cagey, they did allow me to hear this information willingly, knowing I was going to speak with you about it. So, back to Malice again, as he just pauses for a moment to kind of think, and he just kind of speaks up and says, the Lavender Inn, obviously that is interesting, especially considering if it can be used as a way to get to other places much faster. That's obviously, it's in and of itself a very useful feature. So definitely when you come back to the Zora domain, we'll see what we can do with that. Maybe hopefully we can create something to make it easier to find Miss Junie. As far as somebody, I can make the assumption who that person is based on what you've described, but good to know. Basically, keep me updated with what's going on with that, and I'll see what I can find out on my end as well. Maybe, as I know, I have heard some rumors about the Shadow Hand, mostly that he's been helping Frederick for the most part. I've been hearing late, but obviously it's still a bit unknown. But for the most part, we'll go from there. Thank you for the update, and obviously, if anything else happens, just let me know. I'll do whatever we can to help you. He just says, yep, of course. We'll update you as I learn more. We're going to spend some time exploring Kakariko a little bit today since we are early, but after that, we'll head over to the Goron City and Death Mountain, and then we'll update you more once we have gone through that stuff. They do the random mini small talk with each other before passing off, and with that we will flip back to everybody else. So what is everybody else going to be doing while Lumi is doing that? The village itself is pretty quiet. Like I said, you guys are early morning now. You probably can see there's a couple people walking around. There's a couple people tending to their gardens near their houses. See some children running around playing with each other already early in the morning. You can also see, just like the picture that just showed up, seems to be a sketch artist over painting something that not really sure from where your distance is. With that, I'll let take over. Go ahead. Figure something out. What would anybody like?
I would like to see the map for a moment.
Hang on. Edit.
No, not the real map.
Not real map. Okay.
Well, but that too. That would also be fine.
Jaxi very clearly said it in Demira's voice, and John was like, "Oh, of course, of course, the map,
of course, the map.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, the map. The map of
That works
Zelda.
The map.
I'm
The
assuming-
map.
smell.
Cusco's map.
I would assume that either Velkorin or Akari has it, because they're usually our drivers, aside from when Lumi is driving.
Joke's
Sure.
on you. Vivra is the map holder now." No, I'm kidding. And
If
then the fairy takes it.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of us have the map, but if I have it, I'll hand it over.
I was gonna say, if
Whoever-
Akari has it last, whichever one is fine by me.
Yeah, whichever
Whoever
one was
says
in
they have
charge.
it has it.
Yeah, whichever
Yeah.
one was leading first has it, because it would just be a thing that moves around
Mhm.
There
the
is
group.
world map.
Oh,
for you
that does
guys.
make sense. The last person who was driving was Lumi, and I believe we said Vivra was the passenger. So,
So whoever's the passenger gets it. because
I
the
guess
person
I had the
driving
map.
cannot be looking at the map.
Map
so you
lore.
ask for it. You ask for the map. Vivra's like standing, like, yeah, okay. Oh, me. and
Thank
then
you.
she hands it over.
Eh,
Demira looks over it and she looks at the note that you guys had found with her weapon shipment also, and she's kind of looking back and forth.
Holy smokes, Pippin is huge.
no, I'm trying to shrink. He doesn't want to be shrunk.
This note. It says that I was meant to be delivered to a place called the Snowbanks. So perhaps I was being sent north.
North would be likely where snowy mountains are, or at least a good amount of them, if I remember correctly.
Has anyone been there?
DM, has anybody been there?
To
The
snowy-
mountains?
Yeah.
The
To the
snowy
north.
whatchamacallums.
The only one
Virginia?
of our group.
Mountain Mama.
Take
Uh,
me home.
Lumi probably has been there. Velkorin, you might have been there.
Do you want me to roll for it?
Or
Oh yeah, I didn't write it down. Who got
19.
inspiration today?
Nice.
19.
All of us.
Everybody got inspiration today.
sure, I
Yes.
will say you have been to the north, but not very much cold, and you don't like.
That
Who
works.
doesn't like the cold?
I live in the north and I don't like the cold. This is a real thing.
Oh, character bleed.
All right,
It's
I
an
finally
understandable statement.
finally fixed Pippin.
What a
Yeah.
struggle.
He is the. That's because I had things to talk about. We'll say Lumi for sure has been to the north. Velkorin has likely been there, but not very often.
Well, if that's where they're expecting you, what's our plan? Are you hoping to go that way or avoid that way?
That is a good question.
People's north we're talking about. A lot of north. That would be over here.
Northeast-ish.
Northwest.
Okay, so we're
Oh,
not
yeah,
close
yeah,
to
yeah.
it.
Here.
Because I was looking at
East,
where Pippin
very
was and I was
east.
like, we're pretty far north
Yes.
right now.
Alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vivra does ask that, so.
Go ahead.
For now, we can head that way later, but for now we should probably do what we need to do here, and then we can make it a group discussion after the
Of
fact.
course. I think that whoever created me was probably a bad person, so it would be smarter to avoid them finding me, I think. But I was curious about what they meant in the letter. And if the other box contained the obsidian weapon spirit, then it must have awoken shortly before me, or after I was incapacitated, possibly. But how could it recognize Akari with such a strong reaction if it has only awakened just as recently as I have?
That's a good question. Plus, I'm not sure how it could recognize me because I don't recognize it.
How often do you guys awaken? Do you know that?
I'm
Once
not
every 24
sure.
hours at least.
How dare you?
On a good week.
Yeah, let's go.
Jeez.
I believe you awaken shortly after being created, or when you reach your What would the word be? Owner? Wielder?
So each of you have specific owners?
In some cases, weapon spirits are created by a deity to serve them and their purpose, and others are kept by the Great Fairy of Valor. I believe that's what I was told. I don't know as much about them. However, because I was created illegitimately, I assume that I was made for a specific person, selfishly.
But you still woke up without them. That's gotta be a good thing, right?
Yes, I vaguely recall someone had taken me out of my shipping crate, I suppose, asking for help because they were being attacked, and that awoke me. It was likely unintended for me to awake there.
Maybe you subconsciously chose to awaken?
I would like to think so, because they needed help, although I was not successful in helping them. Did anyone have any other questions about anything else?
About your awakening or about our current predicament?
I missed the first part of that. It cut
About
out.
your
About your
awakening?
awakening.
About the information I shared about weapon spirits, yes.
Is there... Do you believe there's a code word and maybe you're just dormant until you get the code word? Like, wakey wakey.
Well, why would help be the code word?
I don't know. There could be wakey wakey. There could be arise. There could
Why
be
would wakey wakey be the code word?
Saw that
Velkorin?
fucking video.
Now you're just
Alright.
sounding ridiculous.
So glad other people got the reference.
Arise! Yes.
Just walk over to the corner. Erect.
No.
Let's go again!
Demonetized.
How to raise a weapon spirit.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I brought you into this world. I could take you out. Yeah, you said it.
Don't, no,
Right.
stop, please, honey. Goodness. I'm so sorry, guys.
Fairy.
It's okay.
I'm like, I want to say things, and my kid's just over here being a fish or
Okay.
something.
That's okay.
Fish.
The fairies are strong today.
I can only
And-
assume that because I was awakened in such an unorthodox situation that there was not a specific code word. I don't believe the couriers would have had knowledge of that. Likely only the wielder I was intended for would know something along that description.
Well, if you were... Oh, goodness gracious. Thank you, honey. Thank you so much. What was I saying? If you awakened because someone cried out for help, then chances are, even though you were made by a bad person, you were made to help them with something. I know that this is probably not, very helpful information right now, or at the very least not a lot of information, but maybe it could help us figure more out later along the line if we keep that in mind.
That's a nice thought. Demira looks over the letter a little bit more. They did instruct the couriers not to touch the weapon, so perhaps it was touch that awoke me.
That could be too.
Then it
Did
could have been
you-
Big Ugly touched, like, stuck his hand in the box and...
Are you talking about the Lionel?
Yeah,
It
that's what I
was
said,
one
Big
of
Ugly.
it was one of the mercenaries, although I believe Lionel took me after incapacitating me. When you saw the other weapon crate, it didn't have any certain shape of indentation to it, did it? Anything that would imply what type of weapon the other weapon was?
By the time we got to it, the crate was shattered. There was no way to figure out an indentation of any kind.
Perhaps it's not the time for me to be overthinking about this. I'm sorry.
Oh, well,
She's...
we probably aren't helping with our questions.
She's looking at the map a bit more now.
Do you want to hold on to the map for now?
Well, I don't have any pockets, so I probably shouldn't.
Oh, right.
I was just thinking that I would like to go to the beach someday. Have you all been?
The beach?
Well, the ocean
Why?
somewhere. Oh, well, it sounds nice.
Oh. Well, my next question was going to be that you weren't going to try to swim because I'm pretty sure you sink.
I would assume so.
I mean, she does float, so I'm assuming she would be fine.
I
I
can only
suppose.
Hey,
above
hey,
table.
Demira, remember when you
Above-
went down to the lake?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, our characters don't know that she went to the bottom of a lake and just casually walked down there. But with how heavy Demira is, Vivra's making an assumption based on her intelligence score that's like, I feel like you would sink, or am I wrong? Which is what she's asking right now, basically.
Could you imagine if she just could be underwater unfazed?
Is he saying that out loud?
What?
He's
forever?
saying that out loud to, like, Vivra, because Vivra's just
Oh,
like, you would think. And he's just like,
Oh, Vivra
wouldn't
would
that
go.
be amazing? Like,
Oh,
what, think
Vivra
of
would reply,
what
"What do
we
you
could
mean,
get
like,
away with.
forever? Wait, Demira, you don't breathe, right?
I don't. I could do that.
You could. Oh my gosh, walking
I
on the
was-
ocean floor.
Well, yes, I did walk to the bottom of the lake when we were
You
in
what?
the Zora domain. Well, it was for a project.
Velkorin,
Went
did
to the
you know
bottom of
about
a lake
that?
for a project, you know.
I did not.
Demira, why did you go? Were you by yourself? Why?
No, I went with Esmeralda.
Oh no.
I don't know if that's better.
More questions.
I went to the bottom of a lake with a stranger. It's okay.
It's okay, he also sank.
He also stabbed me, so it's fine. No?
It is.
You don't know that.
I know.
It's strange to explain, but if you understand the properties of Aurelium, it's
I
Oh, no.
don't think so.
well, it's liquid if it's above room temperature. It's only solid at cold temperatures, and so I had to go to the bottom of the lake.
There was Aurelium at the bottom of the lake.
No, inside of me.
Oh no.
Demira.
How did you get it out?
Yep, that was exactly what I was about to say word for word.
Amira's very slowly starting to catch on that she should stop talking.
Vivra, like, slowly glances over to Velkorin, and her expression's like, this?
What was
Are
I
you
saying
listening?
before? Oh, right. I can only float slightly above the ground.
And I
For
assume
now.
water doesn't count as ground?
I don't believe so.
Right.
Yeah,
Water doesn't count as ground.
Well, because it's a surface. So it's like, if you are above a surface, will you float above the surface? Or because it's not a, quote, solid surface, do you sink?
Demira just
A-
casually
anyway.
falls through this frozen lake. What the heck?
We should probably look around while we have time. And she hands the map
Did
back
you
to
just
someone.
avoid my question, Demira?
What was the question?
How'd
She's like
you
way
get-
more nervous than usual. Like,
How'd you get the Aurelium out of your body?
oh,
Oh, right.
Esmeralda helped. And she starts walking away.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna look around to see if there's.
I think Vivra is gonna
any
look over to
shops.
Velkorin and say, Demira's never avoided a question before.
It's true.
What's happening?
She's becoming a real girl.
I'm
Gaslight
I'm a
gatekeeper.
real girl! Whatever
I'm
Pinocchio voice we have.
I'm not sure what is going on, but whatever it is, it's a little more on the suspicious side.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that way. Akari, you agree, right? Because
Akari looks at the two hearing them talk about it all and just kind of gives a little show like, I don't think it's bad. It shows that she's her own person and just wants to keep her own secrets. She seems to be fine as far as we can tell, right?
Since when does Demira have... I mean, yeah, she's got, quote, secrets because she doesn't remember things. But... but... This is a development.
Because I want to be a brat. Velkorin, roll an insight check for me.
Goodness gracious.
I'll be more brat in my life. Whatever I'm gonna do. Oh, stop between two numbers.
Act.
An insight, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's intimidation.
Oh,
Intimidate.
she runs away.
Back here.
A 17.
I mean, oh, that's. So, I guess it's. You'd, like, initially you're like, okay, she went to the water, underwater to get Aurelium for some reason. And then you also remembered she gave you that ring that day.
Yeah, I was gonna have him look at the ring, like, interesting.
And you look at the ring
No.
and you go, oh.
You can see, like, behind the translucent aquamarine, there is a bit of a gold shimmer that's liquid inside of the ring.
So you kind of put two and two together that the metal came from her, literally.
Hey, I'm a necromancer,
Congratulations,
baby.
you have a blood ring.
Yeah.
A blood ring.
As an extra thing, since she was speaking for a while, and I assume you were looking at the person who's talking, that odd sense of deja vu in the back of your head. Just
Oh, right,
kind of
because of my disguise.
because of her disguise keeps to persist. So we will say you can either make another history check or an investigation check for that.
I forgot you were disguised.
Yes, she's disguised as a girl with light pastel green hair, gold eyes, short, kind of curvy Hylian girl with little
PS3.
the elf ears.
History or investigation.
Or investigation.
Or investigation?
Disguise
Sorry.
self is like an hour long.
22.
Right?
I think
So I could do
mine
investigation.
is
Yep.
yeah, mine is the warlock version, and it doesn't say a specific time. I don't think. Wait, no. I
It
think it is
should.
an hour, isn't it?
Probably an hour.
And I think you can cast it twice per day, maybe 3 times.
The warlock one doesn't say how often.
Anyways,
It says that-
anyways,
wait, sorry.
anyways.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Velkorin, you kind of, like I said, you had that weird itch of deja vu in the back of your head, and so you're just trying to really think about it. And that's when it finally hits you. The person she is disguised as was a picture, it's identical to the girl that was in the pendant that you saw forever ago when you were at Lon Lon, the pendant that Lyndon took from you when you found it. And if you recall, there was a picture of 2 girls in it, and the one of the girls is identical to the person that Demira is currently disguised as. And then, just as a reminder, since I'm sure you don't remember, Alistair doesn't remember, the girl in the other picture was the girl that Lyndon asked you to look for. I don't remember if I told you her creature.
Yes, you did.
Girl Nefea that went missing. The girl from the orphanage that went missing that you told him you would look into.
And then we disappeared for a year and a half?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I see why the time skip happened now.
Who's girl? Yeah. Anyway, you are.
That
Demira is currently disguised as the girl with the green hair that was in the locket.
the one who's not missing,
One who's
right?
Not. Correct.
I will have to bring that up in the future.
Quest-
Do we have a place to stay tonight?
I think we're continuing above table. I think we're continuing on to Death Mountain once Lumi gets back to us in a couple hours.
Yeah, I believe it was like we only planned to be in this village specifically for a couple hours. So if it was going to be for the rest of the day, I was going to mention the potentially abandoned buildings, which would have been weird, but I mean, make camp as usual, I would assume.
There is an inn at the village.
There was something that was brought to my attention when I was meeting with my companion that I want to look into a little bit. We are ahead of schedule, so staying for a single night might not be a bad idea.
Okay, so you
No.
want to stay because of this information that you
This-
are going to tell us?
Once I will once I investigate it a little more.
Of course.
I just need to check something for them and then make sure it is okay.
Is
Think of it as a personal errand.
your group stuff?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Stuff.
She doesn't want to say the name. They're in the middle of the village. She's like,
That's why he used
Okay.
personal errand. Just think of it as I'm running a personal errand.
I forgot. Tea. Gold.
Oh. Demira had started walking away a little bit, but she's stopped to wait for the group, so she's just kind of standing like 10
Standing.
feet away. Like, what do I do?
makes me think of
She's looking
a
around.
cat that's like, no, I don't want to be close, but
Yeah.
like, if you want to follow me.
Do I see any shops around that would
Do
have
you want
like
me to keep Demira company while you go do your errand?
I'm gonna run and get us a room for the night first, and then we can. But yes, for now, I don't think any single one of us should be alone currently.
Ominous.
guys, where'd Demira go?
Lumi left a while ago.
She was
As you
there
guys
a minute
left.
ago.
So he's gonna look at a cart. Can you find Lumi and wrangle Lumi in, and then you run and find Demira? I will just head, like pointing to the inn.
River
it's like-
glances to Demira, who's 10 feet that way, and goes, yeah, I'll go find
Found
her
her.
for sure.
How'd you find me? I'm disguised.
I will
Akari
go
was kind
there
of-
to the inn, and we can all meet up there for lunch.
Akari will raise an eyebrow. Was there a reason why you figure we shouldn't be alone? Something about this village?
It has been brought to my attention that people have started going missing.
In this village?
At
Why
least
didn't you
recently.
start with that when we regrouped?
As he's looking in the middle of town, like town square. I wonder why. We can
Yeah,
discuss it once we
I have
have a
to-
room.
Slight correction to that. The town just seems quiet. He didn't
Okay, yes, the
specifically
town
say
seems-
anybody's
very
missing,
quiet.
as far as he's aware.
Okay, the town seems quiet. There's abandoned buildings everywhere. I just put two and two together.
And he suspiciously doesn't seem to understand the connection.
Just clarifying.
I do not understand why it's quiet and there are buildings abandoned. And it doesn't seem as if they, from my questioning, it's quiet, but it's not quiet because people have gone off to war quiet.
Okay.
So once I get us a room, I can discuss what I will be looking into.
Maybe Akari should go with you to get the room then. Because otherwise you'll be alone going that way.
It's right there. We don't know where Lumi is.
I've decided it.
It's right. Okay, it's right there. Then let's go.
DM, do I see any shops around?
That's why, like, just go shopping while I go get us
Holy
a room.
Yeah, you can probably see a couple different shops. There's one of the buildings has what it looks like to be it's a structure of a shirt or something, so you can probably get the assumption that this is like an apparel shop. You can see a couple smaller stalls that have like probably mostly vegetables or other kind of crops that the town goers have probably been growing themselves. Nothing super fancy that you can from where you can notice at least right now.
Okay,
Well.
Demira has no money, but she's gonna go shopping.
Okay.
She's gonna go window shopping.
I'll go with Demira.
She waited for a while and no one was following, so she's like, "Oh, I better not bother them," and she goes off. She continues on.
Demira!
And just because I want to, Demira, make a dexterity saving throw for me.
What? Are you gonna make me roll to trip, roll to walk?
Roll to dodge the crow that inexplicably followed us.
Dexterity's my bad one, but thankfully I didn't roll bad for once. Did you say saving throw or check?
Saving throw.
I think it's the same for both. I don't have proficiency. 15. That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
While you're walking, it looks like you almost trip on nothing, but you catch yourself before you actually fall on your face.
Wow.
Start floating a little bit. I'll
you
look
okay?
around. Yes.
As Vivra catches up.
I've never tripped before.
Well, usually you're not walking. What's making you walk today?
It would be a little bit suspicious for my disguise if I was floating.
Oh, well, that does make sense.
Did I trip on something important, or are you just bullying me?
You don't know.
I'll look around at what I tripped on.
Oh my gosh, give us a rupee or something.
Yeah, tripped on a rupee that I can spend.
You want to shout out the person that just rated us? Ali?
Yeah, I got it.
There you go.
I don't think I can do shoutouts.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, you want to roll for, I guess, perception to see if you tripped over something, go for it.
Another roll. Can
Perception.
I also do perception? Wait, what's your perception? I'll give you a bonus. Oh, help action, I mean.
+2, yours would be better.
Oh, mine is +5.
I'll take the help action though, because or you can.
Well,
We're both looking.
would you? I will pose this to you. Would you like the help action, or do you want me to roll on my own?
I think that you should also roll just in case.
Okay.
That's a 14 perception.
That's a 21.
That's much better.
I was waiting. A part of me was really hoping I rolled a 1 just so I could be like, yeah. So, how do you feel about nat 1s? And then I rolled well. Ugh, these dice never listen. I'm kidding.
Yeah. So, Demira, you don't see anything that you tripped on, and Vivra, you don't really see anything either. So it's like, God, she must have just tripped over air or something.
Yeah, she's just clumsy.
She's getting used to walking. She's getting used to walking. That's all.
I must. I should practice.
Oh, that's not the correct Twitch link.
What?
It says Novaretta. I'm Rhettaliate.
God damn it! I'll fix it.
And I can never remember if it's art or artist.
Sorry, you don't have to fix it right now. I looked over. I did a double take, and I was like,
I knew that too. I don't know why I didn't do that. So, whoops.
I think it
so
used
I
to be
tripped on
Novaretta
nothing.
like a year ago.
Right.
But yeah, so
Either
yeah,
way.
so you genuinely just tripped on nothing. It seems. Vivra just kind of shrugs and says, "You'll get used to it, probably."
I suppose this is something that most people, real people, would find embarrassing, isn't it?
Only if you get caught.
I'll pretend that you didn't see then. And she'll continue into the store, the clothing store.
As Vivra follows next to her, she's like, "Well, you don't have to be embarrassed by it. It's just something that it's like cultural stuff, but because you're taught that when you mess up, that it's embarrassing, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, I get embarrassed by just about everything, so I'm not really the one to talk to. Do as I say, not as I do."
That's very sweet, Vivra. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, actually, I have something for you.
What?
And her storage ring, or rings that can hold 2 items that we got from Sidon, it glows a little bit. And she takes out like a bundle of the Sundelion flowers that she picked. And she's gonna separate it.
Wait, are those the rare flowers from the mountain,
Yes,
or are those
the rare
You have
ones.
more of those?
Yes, I have 10 left.
There's a fuck ton.
Got a lot. She got I guess she got pretty good rolls.
Vivra's just looking, she's like, how did you get so many?
You have seen the whole bundle before, I think, but it was a while ago.
Have I? I thought we retconned that because you wanted to do it by yourself. So
she did hand some out to the group. She had given you one, she gave Lumi one, and gave Akari one.
Yeah, the one she gave Vivra turned into mixed with a healing potion, basically. And so she has a little vial kind of like on a string or whatever. And she's like, well, if you're gonna give me another one, you can have this.
Oh, no, I don't need anything in return. Because you were so interested in experimenting with it, I wanted to give you more. And she'll split it up and hand you 6 of the remaining.
That's so many. Okay. Vivra's like, well, then you can definitely have my first try. This is what did I call it? Is this beginner's luck, or is beginner's luck the other one that she gave Okoku forever ago?
Beginner's luck was the one you gave Okoku.
Okay, so I don't have a name for this one, but it's a mixture of the Sundelion with healing herb. So I don't know if doing that causes anything extra because I never used it, but you can keep this on you, and since it's got like a string, you don't have to worry about having a pouch because you can just tie it on, probably.
Thank you. That's very sweet. I'm unsure if healing potions will work on me, but if...
No, don't have to use it on yourself if they don't.
Yes, that's a good idea. Thank you. I've tried to preserve the flowers as best as I can, and it seems that they're fine when they're in the ring.
Do they look wilted at all, Zom, or do they look just as good as they did the last time she pulled them out?
As far as you can tell, they look fine.
Okay, because I got them right before we went to the Zora domain, so they're like, I don't know, like a week old by now.
So in normal circumstances, they would have started to wilt, but they look the same. Interesting. I'll have to use these before they go bad. I did just get some more herbs. I can...
Or dry them out, flat them, you know.
I could, yeah. I was trying to add them to my inventory. There's no inventory that's just flowers, so I don't know.
Make a item.
Make a note.
Sundelion flower. Or note,
true.
either one.
Oh, add custom item. I figured it out. I got there eventually. I digress. But yeah, so Vivra will give over the little vial thing. I need to get some more vials. I think that might have been my last one, actually.
I'll be careful with it. I'll return it later.
Don't worry about it if you never do.
Did you want to join me?
For what?
I'm not sure. I thought that it would be normal to look around.
Well, I mean, Yeah, normal relatively, but Velkorin insists that we remain in pairs for the time being.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you don't want, I'm sure you can handle yourself. I don't know, but
I believe I could, but I enjoy your company.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, I can hang around. Just immediately
like, oh,
awkward
you want
again.
me here?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's Vivra again.
Did
Yeah.
above table, was Velkorin asking you to gather everyone or just keep an eye on her?
He wanted us to not be in by ourselves for the time being.
You guys stick, like, you two stick together.
Buddy system.
Akari,
Okay.
go find Lumi, because I'm going to be the only person in a spot where there's guaranteed to be other people.
Mm-hmm. He's always worrying about us.
Debatable.
From Demira's experience?
From Demira's experience,
True.
he is. Vivra hears that, and she just
Velkorin
kind
that
of.
Demira knows is a completely different person than the Velkorin everyone else knows.
Oh yeah. I think Vivra like opens her mouth and then just shuts it, shrugs, and just goes, "Hmm."
She's like, I'm not going to talk about the time he threatened to kill me.
Yeah.
It was only
because
one
she-
time.
No wonder. Wow, just get over it. I haven't
why are
killed you yet, have I? You
Why are
died
you
from
so
the other guy.
sensitive?
Ugh. But yeah, because of how she has seen Velkorin treat Demira, Vivra's like, I'm not saying anything. Not right now, at least. If I feel like I need to speak up again, I will.
Continue onwards. Demira, you were heading to the shop.
Oh, there is a shop?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Yeah, there was a few, and I was heading over to the clothing shop with Vivra.
Oh.
You make your way to the house that had the what you can assume is a clothing like sign or whatever on top of it. You head inside and you can see various different fabrics and dyes and threads, kind of like almost like a sewing craft shop too. And then you do see obviously a couple different outfits and such around too. So like a couple of just for an example, the display on the mannequins or whatever, you could see a typical Shiekah attire, which is kind of like what most of the people in this town are wearing. On a different side, you can see a more fighter / warrior type outfit. So something that somebody would wear for, like, if they were going into combat. So it definitely looks like light armor, like leathers or cloth outfit, but definitely something that's most likely intended for combat or adventuring, something like that. And then you also just see some generic outfits and clothing, both men and women's styles. But for the most part, it's either Hylian based or Shiekah based. So nothing too fancy. But
Demira's gonna be a tourist, and she's gonna look around at the Shiekah style stuff.
I can see that there's a younger Shiekah woman, not yet, middle-aged Shiekah woman in the back, who's just kind of sitting down and kind of notices you come in and just lets you wander. Hasn't really spoke up yet, but kind of looking at you and keeping an eye on you.
Vivra will kind of stay near Demira and be like, was there anything in particular you wanted to look for? You did say before that you wanted to start collecting different clothes or something.
Yes, I really hated them in the beginning. But with this ring, it's become much easier. And, well, I've been trying to listen to you all, and I've started entertaining the idea that I may be a person in perhaps some ways.
Okay.
Demira looks around. Do I hear something weird going on?
Hear something?
Hear something weird going on.
No.
What?
Okay, never mind.
What's
She just
what
looks
it-
around
what's
like
go-
she
what's going
thought
on?
she heard.
You
she
hear the
thought she heard
sounds
something.
of people and nature. I don't know. Sounds of.
I mean, I would presume we're not the only ones in the shop, aside from the shopkeeper, potentially.
But right now,
other-
you are
Mhm.
actually the only one
Oh,
that you can
Well,
see.
I mean,
So-
maybe that's a good thing. Demira can look at stuff without worrying too much about, copying other folks or something.
oh no, I have to make my own decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I find clothes kind of annoying too, but they're a bit of a necessity if you're gonna be a person, I suppose. So, if you want to look at stuff, I don't know how much of a help. I grew up with brothers, never really had a, sister help or anything, so.
Would you like to look for something then?
Oh, no, I'm good with the outfit I have, actually, but I wouldn't mind helping you find something if anything here strikes you.
I would say you guys can definitely notice that the attire itself is very reminiscent of what Akari wears already.
So it's
Off.
kind of slightly brighter colors and stuff.
Somewhat, a lot of whites and a lot of purples. White, purple, and red seem to be the most common color. It's very
If you're-
Eastern style or whatever would be a good way to explain it.
Well, if you're trying to find clothing that stands out or looks better, I feel like maybe not going with white, since you
Yeah.
yourself are kind of pale. It might just blend in a bit. So maybe one of the reds or purples would look good.
Good point. It seems there's more thought to this than I originally realized.
Oh man, you don't want to get into one of those big city places. They will. But that's
it's quite
not important right
intimidating,
now.
isn't it?
It's just a lot. Yeah, I guess intimidating is the right word, isn't it?
Well, at the time, I do not have any money, so perhaps
That's
I should
fine. I can probably get you something.
Oh, I could.
I was gonna
actually
say,
have
as soon as you
more
say it,
money.
said out loud that
I have no money. The shopkeeper's
yeah,
like,
the
"Ugh,
shopper,
tourist."
like as soon as you said that, the shopkeeper just like went back to her book or something that she was reading because she's like, okay.
Vivra's kind of grateful for that because, like, since she has been to bigger city places and what stuff, she knows that once they know you have money, their interest in you is suddenly so much more superficial. And she's like, just, I don't need stuff artificially, inflated and stuff just because you think I have more than I do. So
Okay.
Vivra will actually quiet a bit, and she was like, I have more than I know what to do with right now. So, like, it's fine if you want to get something. We can get you an outfit today, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Just don't be
it
obvious
feels
about it when we
strange to
talk to the
accept
shopkeeper.
something so generous. But everyone has been so kind to me. Demira currently has 0 knowledge on fashion, so I'm gonna roll a d20. And
Can I
DM,
give
you
the
can
help
make
action
something
since
up.
Vivra since Vivra is
Sure.
helping her find something?
Sure.
So it's not like Demira's looking by herself. Vivra's
Sure.
not going to just accept whatever Demira grabs at this point.
If you guys
It's
roll
al-
poorly, you're
Almost
gonna
the
just
same
end
roll.
up picking the same thing Velkorin picked for her.
Holy
Like
smokes.
this works, right? The same, just different color.
It fits. Put it in the bag.
Yeah, get it in there.
All right, good. Allie's back. DM, I rolled 16, just d20 roll without anything added, so you can decide
Yeah.
something that Vivra gets for Demira. that Demira picks out all on her own.
I would
Yeah,
say a
yeah.
16's pretty solid. You
16 is
probably
solid.
go with something. Probably for the main color, kind of something similar to what like Akari is wearing, since that purple kind of would probably match Demira's eyes or be pretty close to it. So probably
Matching
just
the eyes is good. Vivra would also want to look at brighter colors for Demira, since Demira's own tone is very muted. Brighter palette, like even yellows and oranges, would pop very well on Demira.
okay, maybe it's like the kimono itself or whatever. I think a different word for the short one. I can't remember, but either way, essentially the similar robes or whatever like that Akari's were wearing, except minus the sleeves are whole. They're not all hidden or whatever. Maybe like a yellow sash or something to go around it to add those brighter colors like you're thinking about, or the bow. Something like that. You don't know too much about Shiekah fashion specifically, so you're like, these colors probably work together.
Hey, with a 16, I feel like we would know if the colors don't work.
Well, it'd be like the white top on Lumi and like the purplish, or I should say, like the yellow for Lumi and then the pink or purple on Akari's outfit. With the color of the actual robe itself, maybe.
Well, that's
Okay,
not bad at all.
I wrote down purple short kimono with a complementary yellow sash.
There you go. There you go. Like,
Honestly,
And
that's
Demira-
I'm picturing it. It sounds kind of pretty. Like, not bad. Not bad.
Demira's very, very grateful and happy towards Vivra about it, and I think we can leave there.
What's the damage though? I need to know how much
damage,
that I just paid
like
for.
10 blue
Yeah,
rupees.
What's a blue?
Blue is silver.
Okay. 10.
That makes sense for like
Nothing
kimono
too
fabric.
fancy.
It is.
Oh, a singular.
Oh,
Or-
so 1 gold.
Yes.
Or yep.
Duh. That's so much easier because I don't have silver. There we go. A drop in the bucket of her current.
Demira's also gonna take note of that so that she knows how much clothes cost. And I assume we'll regroup.
I would say, yeah, when you went to buy it, the shopkeeper was surprised because she overheard somebody has no money. So
I have no money.
oh,
I'd like
Just
to buy
because
it.
one of us has no money doesn't mean we both have no money.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe you won't judge.
She thought
No,
y'all both
Vivra doesn't say that. Vivra doesn't say that. Let me just burn this bridge real quick, guys. By the way, I'm friends with Lumi, so you're welcome. No.
Burn her reputation while you're at it.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. I guess while you guys do that, we'll jump back to Velkorin then, who's heading to the inn. Where's... Oh yeah. Anyways, you head to the inn, which is obviously one of the bigger buildings. Pretty. It's a modest, so to speak, inn. It's nothing too fancy, but at least nice, roomy, so to speak, whatever. And I guess as you enter into the inn, you can see the innkeeper, who seems to look pretty rushed currently. Just kind of carrying different sheets and whatnot. And kind of sees you and says, "Oh, sorry. Let me drop these off real quick, and I'll come and help you out in just a second here." He runs upstairs real quick to drop off the sheets that she was, and then after a minute or two, she comes back and just kind of straightens up her outfit a bit and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been running my head off all day today, so sorry about that. I help." We'll say
Yes,
she's
I'm
in
looking-
her 30s or so. This typical white hair, red-eyed Shiekah woman.
I'm looking for a room, preferably one that can fit 5 people.
Ooh. quite a number of people. You probably will have to get, and if you don't want to share beds, you'll probably have to do 2 rooms.
That'll be fine.
Let me check, make sure I have the room, and you see as she turns around to check her keys on like which rooms are available, and notices almost all the keys are gone, and she's like, I might have forgotten the keys first. Let me go check. Sorry. Been so scatterbrained lately that I keep forgetting to check the keys when people are leaving. Give me one moment. Runs upstairs to check.
Is it busy in here right now? Like, is it relatively busy?
At this time, not right now. You can see there's maybe a couple people off to the side where the mess hall or the kitchen would be that are having their breakfast at this point, because like I did say, it's about early afternoon now, so most people who have got up and left have probably left by now. But
Okay.
anyway, so she runs off real quick to double check to make sure she didn't lose any keys, because as of what the keys were showing, it looks like she only had room for 2, maybe 1 room or 2. But if she comes back down a minute, you can see that she's holding a couple extra keys. And see, yep, this is exactly what I mean. When I go to clean the rooms, I tend to forget the keys. Sorry about that. I do have the rooms for you. I just need to clean them out for you first. It looks like the last group that was here left a bit of a mess, but that's okay. I'll get it all cleaned up for you. But when would you need the rooms by?
This evening. Do you work here alone?
Yeah, just right now it's just me. I've been looking to hire another person, but I just haven't had the time right now. But it is what it is. I'm able to keep ahead of it.
Can I do a little investigation check? Because, like,
Yes.
one person being this, she would be used to it at this point, wouldn't she? If she was working this alone?
Yeah.
Especially in a town that's kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm. What are you investigating?
I just want to, like, or maybe perception is like probably this and where the keys go, or like who's all in here. If there's anything weird about her. Kind of like just a broad spectrum of it.
If you tap your ring or something, I'll cast guidance through it.
Well, I don't know that.
Okay.
You haven't, I was gonna say that's metagaming. Get out of here.
I was giving a reason.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that yet. You didn't tell him.
Okay.
Maybe he'll subconsciously. No, we're not gonna.
You
we're not
happen
gonna
to
metagame this.
fidget
No.
with your ring.
You know, if you
Um,
wanted to. Wait, he can't. He's got 1 arm.
Would
Oh, yeah.
say
got
I
other
mean,
fingers.
I fidget
I
with
mean,
my
he could-
rings on my hand with 1 arm. It's called your thumb and your.
You're not wrong.
That's how I fidget with my
I
rings.
keep forgetting he doesn't have an arm, so that's funny. Um,
I know. I literally was just thinking about that because I was like, wait a second.
anyways, I would say so. You're just kind of trying to gauge her and the room, like its condition in a way.
Yeah, like why? Because if she's this, essentially
I'll have you do 2 rolls for it. I'll do insight for her and then perception or investigation for the general room that you're in right now.
Okay.
So do your insight first.
Insight. That's a 19. And my perception was not as good. But I do have a +10 to it. So it is a 23.
We'll do the insight first. So you're just trying to gauge whether or not, like how she's looking, why, whatever, basically.
Yeah, like because it seems weird with getting the information that it's really quiet, but she's
Mhm.
constantly running around and overworked. It seems weird.
For the most part, what you can infer from her attitude, and she definitely looks overworked, but not to the point where she can't handle it. She definitely is like I said, she's more of a like 30s is her age, so she's probably been doing this for a while. Not middle-aged, I said 30s. The middle-aged one was the shop owner that you ran.
Oh, right.
So her 30s, so she's if you can make the assumption that she's been doing this since she's 20, her 20s or whatever, she's probably been doing it. It based on what you can infer that she's told, it might have been that she had help before, but somebody left unexpectedly on her, or she had to fire somebody or whatever. So she might have had helping hands at some point, but lost track eventually. And then your positions, your perception check was a 23. So that's the looking around the room. It is surprisingly still pretty clean. So even though she is busy, seems like she's maintaining it pretty well, keeping the store looking nice, or not the store, the inn itself looking nice. The two patrons that seem to be sitting kind of just having their own conversation over there look like they've been taken care of. They look normal. I will stay with the 23. Yeah, you probably would definitely notice that she is wearing a wedding band since you did roll pretty high. Kinda. You're kind of suspicious, so I guess that would be something you would notice, that she is wearing a wedding band.
That's weird. I don't mean to prime, but if you're working here alone, why not have your husband help? I've noticed your ring.
Oh, she looks down. She's like,
I'm also wearing a wedding, like a fucking wedding band. On my...
You are not.
she looks down at her hand and then looks at the other hand because she's like, oh, whoop. Again, I've been scatterbrained this morning, so I must put it on the wrong finger. I'm not actually married, so it would be helpful.
Definitely a wedding ring, right? Like that's
it could be a wedding ring, but it's not exactly. I mean, it's a fancier ring that could be
How do you
perceived as a wedding ring.
accidentally Put a ring on the wrong finger. I would go insane if I somehow accidentally put my ring on the wrong finger.
Well, some people just wear rings on their wedding hand even though they're not married too. So, like, I normally put this on my right hand. I just must have put it on the wrong hand, whatever. I've been scatterbrained this lately. We've been pretty busy in the inn the last few days, but I'll get over it eventually. So, I'm not married. It's not that you need to know my personal effects, but it chuckles a bit. Anyway. But anyways, you needed 2 rooms. That's shouldn't be a problem. Like I said, give me maybe 2 hours to just kind of get caught up here, and it should be ready for you. It'll be how many are in your party? Just know.
There's 5.
So it'll just be 5 blue rupees for the night. I assume you're just staying the one night, or is it extended?
Currently just the one night.
Okay, the one night. And like I said, just the 5 blue rupees will be for the night, and then I'll clean it up and get everything cleaned up, ready for you guys by the time you get back. Like I said, about 2 hours here. Dinner is at sundown, and that's about it. He turns around and grabs 2 keys, hands them over to you once you hand the money back to her.
I hand over money.
Good. Pockets the money and says, all right, well, these are the keys. So, like I said, give me 2 hours, and then the rooms are free to use whenever you need. They'll be upstairs. Just look for the same numbers that are matched on the keys. So it should be the 2nd and 3rd door as you go up there. But, like I said, busy today, so I will get back to my work, and thank you for your patron. And tries to rush back to her work as she's trying to play catch up.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna just sit at a table and wait because I told them I would wait for them here.
Right. Okay, let's take a quick short break real quick because I have the bathroom really bad. Take a short break real quick. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
Right back. Whoop.
Bye.
first. I
Yes,
thought I heard
yes.
everybody talking.
I heard
I think
everyone.
everyone said something.
Not everybody was talking. But anyways, hello, we're back again. Anyways. Yes. So. Right. So Velkorin is at the inn waiting and just kind of people watching while he waits for the girls to get back. So yeah, I guess they assume the girls are heading to the inn. And Akari
I
is
think we're all
searching for Lumi.
regrouping.
And well, I just assume Akari probably found her and was bringing her back.
Or just because I want to. Akari, why don't you make a perception check? Because
Don't trip. Honestly,
perception.
We got so many rolls today.
Yeah,
Thomas-
you guys are talking
Thomas
shit,
rolled
so
happy. Honestly, good.
What shit is being talked?
I love rolling dice.
I love rolling dice as well.
Perception.
I don't think I rolled a dice in a couple sessions.
27 total.
jeez, fucking right.
Amazing.
That's right. I forgot you have obnoxious.
Observant.
I think you are. I think you have more than Velkorin does. That's gross. You definitely notice you've gotten a couple looks from people as you're walking through town, but you can't really tell if it's just a new people and they're watching you, or why do I recognize this person? Look. Yes, unless you want to make an insight, you can do that too if you
So,
want.
Are you?
Yep. 17 total.
17. Yeah, with that, I'll say basically what I said. You kind of get the slight tone that, are these people looking at me because they recognize me, or are they just looking at me because I'm the new person walking around and you're Shiekah?
I feel like I would know.
I mean, you can feel like you would know,
what
but
if you told me?
you can feel like what you know, but based on what you rolled, I'm telling you what you know. You get the vibe that you're being watched, at least.
Indeed. She keeps that in mind. And keeps her guard up.
Mm-hmm.
You might want to put your mask on.
Good idea. She's gonna do that.
Your spidey sense is tingling. Game pigeon. Alright. I will say you guys kind of make your way back to Velkorin after a couple minutes. After the girls finish shopping, and then Akari grabs Lumi and brings them there.
It only took us 2 minutes.
I said a couple. Shut up, hard asses.
Demira, try this on now. Okay, good. That's it. No more. We're gone.
The shop is left like a tornado went through.
No. But anyway, yeah. So you guys are at the end with Velkorin. Go ahead and do whatever you want to do from there.
Well, we still have the afternoon.
I guess the Lumi's like, oh, we're staying the night? Okay. All right. That's fine.
Yes. Velkorin figured since we have an extra week, essentially, or since we got here ahead of schedule, that we could take the time to rest so that he can go on an errand.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose our enchantments from the lavender fog will wear off before we have a chance to use them then.
Oh, right. Oh, well.
It is what it is. That's next time.
Perhaps.
Blame Velkorin. He wants to stay. Who knows? You might get to use them still.
Who knows? We might get disappeared.
You might
Oh,
You might get
no,
attacked.
Don't say that.
Who knows? You might get kidnapped in the middle of the night. What?
Goodness gracious.
Alright, so like I said, the day is yours to explore or whatnot. Or I guess the other guys, since you got here, you guys can see that the one innkeeper is kind of keeping herself busy, obviously. She's got running all over the place like a head cutting off, busy trying to keep ahead of time. You see the two other patrons that are sitting at a different table, kind of just noticed you guys come in, but not really interrupting their conversation too much. And then Velkorin is sitting at the table.
Do they have food here? I'm gonna go look for food.
Yeah, I'm eating a pigeon that kept fucking making
What?
noise.
Well, I mean, Vivra wouldn't know this, but they said that dinner was at sunset. They didn't say anything about lunch or whatever.
I mean, it's an inn, so you can make the assumption that if you want to eat, you probably just have to speak up and grab her. But
Oh, I'm not doing that.
Um,
Demira sits down.
We do have 2 hours to kill before.
Like,
everyone's
no,
ready.
like, no, thank you.
Vivra also sits down.
you guys are all... You're like, wait, never mind.
A bunch of introverts.
I'm gonna be bothering this person. Never mind. I'm not gonna do this.
because of the looks earlier. Akari will probably take something she could take to go. It just kind of meant she'll, just I'll be right back as I go take a look around, and she will.
Do you need company?
I should be alright. Just gonna take a quick look around and check on some things. She says with the mask on and pulling her scarf up to kind of cover the bottom half of her face some.
And her skin turns black.
Well, that's
I didn't think about activating. I was thinking about
Shadowy.
yeah.
Shadowy
I didn't think
black.
about activating all that, but yeah, she'll activate that when she's outside.
Okay.
And she'll like go on top of the roof of the inn and just keep an eye out up there for any movements and stuff, or kind of just observing how the town's activity is from
people watching. I guess while you're up there, you can kind of see. Like I said, there was a group of younger kids playing tag or something. You can hear one of them that you can make the assumption is the person that's it. And just kind of scream out, I'm the big head. I'm gonna bite you. You better run away. Yeah, little kids that are doing their thing, playing tag basically, or somebody's it, whatever. You can see
we're children. We're children.
Probably see a couple older but younger kids, so they're probably teenagers, like 16, 17-year-olds, just playing catch with the ball or something, running around. You can see a couple people that are, like I said, there's a couple people tending to their gardens or just kind of making their way, walking around. Most people are kind of keeping to themselves. There's plenty of cuckoos all around too. Shut up. Yeah, they're walking fast. Yeah. You see a couple. You probably see a dog running around playing with the kids too. He's barking a lot.
Barf.
I see. Barking. The dog is barking a lot, or the kid is barking a lot. Just to make sure.
The kid's barking at the dog.
Both. No, just the dog's barking a lot.
I keep forgetting that I have Fluffy. I never put Fluffy away, so technically we've been followed by a little fox this entire time.
I would like to do a history check.
History. Or what?
My knowledge on specific beings and creatures.
Okay, which ones?
I'm sending you a message.
Okay.
Why
The
are you
secret
being
ones that we're not
secretive?
allowed to know about.
The audience
Because if I am
needs to
correct-
know.
Because if I'm
secret.
correct, the audience will know. If I'm not correct, the audience won't know because I don't know.
Exactly. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Zom's keeping secrets.
I'm
so
not doing
Ali's
anything. What do you
Zom's
mean?
supposed to keep secrets. Zom's the dungeon master.
Ali is
It's
helping
Mr.
Zom keep their
Alistair
secrets.
here. That's
Allie's
that's
keeping
over
yeah,
here,
exactly.
like,
I'm not keeping any
whoa,
secrets.
what do I got?
Hey,
What do I got behind my PC? A smoothie.
I don't know what I don't
Hey,
know.
what's this finger I'm holding up right now? It's between two of them on each side.
God. I was gonna say something mean. I'm not saying it though.
No. All right. Well, while Velkorin is
Taka,
typing
taka,
up his
taka,
notes,
taka.
what else? What are the girls doing? Oh,
Um,
there it goes. Never mind.
eventually getting food, I guess, because
Is it okay for Akari to be alone? I thought there was some reason not to be.
Well, Velkorin's concerned about stuff, but at the same time, I do feel like if anyone would be okay alone, it'd be Akari. Because they kind of do that anyway. But I don't know.
I mean, sure.
So Akari's good by herself, but
Oh,
I'm not. What?
who are you saying sure
I think
to?
that was
Zom's
about something
message.
else. Yeah.
The timing of that was so bad because it made Velkorin look like he didn't care about Akari at all.
Yeah. Akari's got this.
It's like, Vivra, go watch Demira. Akari's leaving by herself? It's fine.
I would say somebody needs to go with. Just put Lumi.
Okay. Have you ever
Lumi.
found Akari when she goes off by herself? Because it's impossible for me.
First of all, Akari has a very interest in some specific things. Lumi can go. I'm pretty sure Akari will see Lumi and just adopt Lumi into the spot because Akari knows it's not safe to go around by themselves right now.
So you're sending Lumi out by themselves in the hopes that Lumi.
Do one of you want to go with
wherever...
Lumi to find Akari?
Whoa.
To then I can stay here with one of you, and then one of you bring Lumi to Akari, and then they can escort you back. Akari shouldn't have ran off by themselves.
I'm going to try to. Akari may be further off, but I will try to reach out 30 feet telepathically to Akari.
I'm going through right now. I'm going through one of my little journals that I have.
Yes, let me get to Allie's roll first.
In real life or in character?
Based on your roll. Okay, well, fine. He wants me to tell Nier, so okay. Never mind. Ignore me. Continue what you were doing. Ignore me.
More secrets!
I get the feeling there's more to this situation that we don't know.
Holy smokes.
Zom, I try to
Okay.
reach out 30 feet telepathically to Akari. Am I able to connect? Because if she was on this
Feet
rooftop,
above,
that
yeah,
might be
probably
between
just
30
barely.
feet. Akari, are you okay?
Oh yeah, you can reply back with it, right?
Yes,
With
you
hers?
can.
With
Yeah.
Demira's, you can. That's
Yeah,
why Vivra's
yeah.
not the one reaching out. Because Vivra's goes 60 feet, but it's one way.
Are you okay? There was no response.
Guys, she's dead!
So yeah, but Akari would reply and say, "I'm perfectly fine. Just keeping an eye on things. Things seem odd in the village, so I'm just keeping an eye out on the normal town movement."
I'm not sure why, but Velkorin seems concerned that you should return for your safety. And most of us would struggle to find you if you're hiding, so please return.
I'm not far off. I'm actually on the top of the inn.
Demira will say out loud, she's on the roof again.
Okay, she's not that far away, and can you sense her with the telepathic link, or only communicate?
No, only communicate.
Okay. I mean, as long as she doesn't leave the roof, you'll be able to reach out to her, and if she doesn't respond, then we can be concerned? Question mark?
And Demira just kind of looks at Velkorin. Because he seems to be the only one who knows why we're being careful.
Once our rooms are ready, we can have a discussion of why we need to be careful. We should be safe to move around right now.
Oh, so we don't really need to be in pairs at the moment.
He's gonna put his book down face down so nobody can see what he's looking at. We should be fine for now, but everybody meet back up here in about 2 hours.
Okay.
So just before sunset, then.
Yes. We'll meet up here. We can get food and go to our rooms, and then we can discuss.
A bear. Yeah, there's a bear in the woods.
Yeah, we can discuss what is going on.
I think that sounds reasonable enough.
for now we are fine for now. We will be safe for now with what is I believe is going on.
Demira just kind of tilts her head at him.
He's just gonna smile at her, just like his usual. It's his usual.
Wait, is his
hold
mask
on.
off in the inn right now?
No, but she can tell because he does his little he just you know how.
I can tell.
She
well,
can
you know,
tell.
he
She
does,
knows me so well. We're engaged, don't you know?
Yeah, we're engaged. Oh my! No, he does this thing where you can tell, you can still see his eyes, right? Like through the mask.
Yeah, and
So
Can
you
you
can
can see his neck, kind of.
his mask is destroyed.
I
His
didn't
current-
know we could
At
see
this
his
point,
eyes.
officially,
I mean, his art
this is
always
we can
had
see
the
his
eyes covered.
Yeah, at this moment, his mask is so broken that his replacement things are just sunglasses, where you
Or
can kind of still
I
see
can
them.
see through magical darkness and all darkness, so.
Yeah, but it's just he kind of turns his head a little bit to the side, and you can tell that he's probably smiling, it's okay.
Demira just smiles back happily. She's complacent now. I'm like, okay.
Akari is up on the roof, and you told Lumi to go find her. So Lumi can fly, so I guess
I
Lumi
know.
is up there.
Well, well, we said maybe Lumi go, and then we asked Velkorin, and he's like, "Oh, we're probably fine." So Vivra's like, "Okay, so she can be by herself." If she wants to be, which Akari seems to want to just kind of do their own thing right now. That also means that Lumi can finish their, whatever they were doing before. They said they wanted to scout around or something. Before we dragged them back here on Velkorin's request.
Everybody's back here. All right.
I believe we have left Akari to do her own thing.
Akari to
and
do
we're
her own
all still
thing.
in.
Lumi was supposed
And
to go.
Velkorin has suggested that we do stuff, so yeah, Lumi probably goes back to what she had to do before.
And
I
they,
like-
assume.
Thank you for the interruption. I will be back in 2
Yeah,
hours.
probably. Thanks for nothing.
Just in the politest passive-aggressive way.
Yeah.
Well, this was enlightening.
all right. So what are the other two? Vivra and Demira, what are you guys still in the inn, or did you leave too?
Demira's sitting at the table now.
Okay. We'll say after a couple minutes, the two gentlemen that were sitting at the table get up, and one of them, they kind of scoot past you guys since you're kind of close. One of them accidentally bumps Velkorin on the shoulder as he's trying to scoot back. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to bump into you there. As they get up and leave. But did that. Velkorin, just make a
Perception. Oh, I'm gonna use
Perception.
my
What?
inspiration because I'm not rolling a 2.
Oh,
Oh no.
damn.
Perception, 23.
The one of the gentlemen, when he touched your shoulder, you felt something slip under your sleeve. As they continued to walk out the door.
His number.
Hey baby,
Oh
what's
my
your
God.
number? Do you
Hey,
like
yo.
me?
Call
Circle
me.
yes or no?
Velkorin's gonna get a
Go
boyfriend.
to prom? Yes or
Yeah.
no?
Go to prom? Yes or no? You single? Circle Y. Yes or yes.
Yeah.
Okay, when I will take a look at it.
Once.
I will shimmy it out and put it in front of my book so nobody else can see what I'm looking at.
I'm gonna, if it's been like an hour, I'm gonna re-up my disguise. So Demira, I assume it would flicker away for a minute. So Demira's gonna just kind of find a hallway or something and go redo her disguise, and then she'll come back and sit back down.
Fancy pulls out a letter.
You could put it on stream.
Give me
I'm not looking.
Yeah. Oh
If he
wait,
wants
do we
to.
need to look away? I was
don't
fully
know.
ready to read it. I was like, letter, yes, gimme.
So
I'm waiting for letters.
he slips this letter into your sleeve as he walks past, which was sneakier to you, surprisingly, because I think the other two would be too oblivious to see it. Because the stealth of hand he rolled was gross. So pretty sure
Yeah,
it's higher than
Demira's
both your
not.
guys' passives. So
It's like 11 or 12.
I think my passive is 15.
oh yeah, you definitely. beat
Yeah.
that. There's the
Damn.
note. I will give you
Just a
the.
bunch of fucking babies over here.
I'll give you the
How
non-cursive
dare you.
version here. It's a struggle for you. Unless you want to
For whom it may concern,
Okay, he's got.
I am a prince of Nigeria
Nope,
looking
that's
for
not
a
it.
small sum
You
of
are
$2,000.
As soon as he started it, I'm like, that's not what it said.
That's not what it says. That's not what it says. All right.
Wait a minute.
I was like, I didn't know there was scam artists in Legend of Zelda.
It is apparently.
It is I, Prince Sidon, and you must send me money.
Velkorin reads, it is I, Prince Sidon. Oh, Vivra, that's for you.
It's I press Sidon. I could really use your help right now. If you could just send me the first few digits of your bank account, including all the PIN numbers.
Jesus.
Just the first few digits, as in all of them.
Yes.
And the first few 20 numbers would be enough.
Yeah.
Sent you the translated version.
Interesting. Very interesting. I can read it. I can read cursive.
I was
I
making
had a feeling
sure.
you could.
I figured you could, but I was just making it easier.
I like close the picture down, and then there's the fucking non-current. There's the print underneath it.
I was helping.
Yeah. It is helpful. Good job.
Helping. Are you gonna read it or am I reading it?
Oh, you
This
can read
is
it.
actually really hard for me to read.
All right. See, ha. On stream,
Probably
on
smaller
stream,
on
it
your
would be. I
screen,
can
yeah.
understand it. So the letter itself has a like blue flower on the front of it, and then just in the black ink on top of it, it says thief. And then as you
Uh-oh.
open it up on the inside, how does Velkorin pronounce his last name?
Here is.
Kira.
Pyrrhus. Pyrrhus, you have taken something that doesn't belong to you, and I wish to have it returned. Since the item is clearly too hot for you to fence, I'm kindly offering to take it back without reporting you to every guard in Hyrule. The bounty on your head for what its value alone would be far beyond your means. Bring the weapon to me as soon as possible, and we can discuss an amicable solution. I'll be waiting by the old well at the edge of town. The locals know the one. Come alone and bring the weapon sheath. You understand my meaning.
Demira's just kicking her feet at the table. No idea.
We were just like, maybe I should grab some lunch.
Yeah. Do I look like a local? Do I look like somebody?
The locals
Holy
should
smoke.
know
The
the one,
locals,
so
yeah.
it's saying ask one of the locals and they'll tell you probably.
Mm, no.
He's just
gosh.
like, guess I'll never find it.
You know what this looks like? He's
Another
gonna hold
side
it.
quest forgotten.
He's gonna hold it up. It's not even perfumed. Clearly below my station.
He's doing that for real.
Holy, wait, is he actually doing that?
Jeez.
No.
Christ.
That would have been
No.
wild
When
if he
has
just
he ever been that
openly,
level of a
not
snob?
even perfumed. Why bother?
How dare?
Oh gosh, you really are like Malice. No wonder you two hate each other.
Well, Corin, how do you react to the letter you just read? I guess. If you are going to react to it.
He's been threatened so many times at this point. Like,
This is true.
he's just gonna fold it up and slide it back up his sleeve.
I never could have guessed.
Would have kept that Velkorin wouldn't reveal his secrets. Fine then, keep yours.
Yeah, just casually endangering the rest of us. Oh man, the kids are
Berries.
inside. The kids found things. Sorry.
You've been here to Kakariko before, right? That's
Me?
at Velkorin, yeah.
I have, but it's been some time since I've been here last.
What do people... Is there, like, a special dish to try? Or snack?
DM, is there a special dish to try?
Here we go.
There's these little annoying leaf things that if you put a bunch of stones in a circle, they pop up and you smack them with a hammer, and
those
then
are
you
cool.
eat them like salad.
Oh, that's impressive. The swift carrots is a common crop made here. So,
But for
something-
people or
Yes.
for horses? Okay.
Technically both.
What? People don't eat carrots.
In our herbalism foraging books and stuff, it says for horses, kind of.
Oh, I see. Okay. So I think I missed the first part of that sentence. The fairies are a little bit distracting. I just heard swift carrots for people or horses. Are we collecting the swift carrots? Why do we need them? What
Demira's trying to look for human things to try.
human things to try?
She's taking an interest in human things.
Human thing.
I see.
Suddenly.
Which isn't how she worded it. She just asked if there was any, like, signature snacks or foods here.
Yeah. The steamed carrots probably would be something that's specific here because of the swift carrots. The other thing that probably was made here a lot is the cheese is made here obviously too as a delicacy because they take the milk from the cows and such and make that into cheese, obviously. But the Kakariko cheese is a normal thing. Yes.
This thing called cheese.
I've heard very good things about it. Demira will get up and find some cheese to try.
Wait, you might need to purchase it. Here, maybe I'll
Oh,
go with
yes.
you. Well, hang on.
Oh wait, no.
Would you
already
like
bought
a
me
few?
something.
No, it's fine. It's genuinely, I meant what I said earlier. I have more than I know what to do with. And she's like, you know what? Actually, how about this? I will give you a spending allowance for today. And she's gonna pull out 5 red is the gold one, right?
Yep.
I
She's
think
gonna
so.
give Demira 5 red rupees. She'll be like, here.
Oh,
This should be more than enough to get whatever snacks your heart desires for the day. Just don't go showing off all of it at once because some people like to pretend that things are more expensive than they are.
oh, I see. Thank you so much.
Oh, she's gonna give you a small pouch. It might be easier to carry them around with this. I keep forgetting that you don't have pockets.
Thank you. Demira will put them in the little pouch and put the pouch in the ring, if that's allowed, since it's money. Can I
Money.
count money as one item?
The pouch shall count as the item that you put in, I guess.
Okay.
Nice. Heck yeah. So you have 5 red rupees to spend for today.
Yay.
In common D&D, that's near a villager's yearly wage.
Do I have a pen or pencil?
Write notes all the time.
You're always writing letters.
That's very true. Once everybody has started distracting themselves
Oh,
and
no.
all that conversation's going on,
Mhm.
I'm going to quickly jot some stuff down on a piece of paper, rip the piece of paper out of my book, and store it in one of my many pockets.
Okay.
You already know what it says.
I do. The note in your pocket. good. Where did the character go that I was looking for? I was gonna describe it to Guy. Or being creeper and people watching. Where'd she go?
Wait, who's Guy? You mean Akari?
Akari. Yeah, Akari. You can see this an extra thing. You've been people watching for a while. You can see that there is a younger Shiekah girl who seems to be making a bunch of arrows on her porch. A Fletcher, basically. You make the assumption she's most likely a Fletcher. Yeah, very.
If you have it on stream, I'm gonna need a moment because there's an ad up.
Nope, it's not on stream.
Okay, just making sure.
She's a younger Shiekah woman. She has dark skin, red eyes, white hair, wearing a yellow kimono with a red sash. Like I said, she seems to be that she is making a bunch of arrows. They look very, very high quality based on what you can see from where you are at, since you're on the roof. For another additional thing you can see. Oh, excuse me.
And how far away is she from the inn?
Hey. Walking distance. Not that far away. A couple houses down.
I would like to point out the movie theater is walking distance from my house.
Well, okay, within sight of you.
Okay.
Close enough that you can see what she's doing.
School is in
Yeah.
walking distance.
Down the
when we
hill.
went to school, and that's in a different town.
Less than a block away. Fucking fast.
Considering she has the disguise on, she probably won't just jump down there and talk to her currently, but she'll keep an eye on her just in case while still watching. Make sure nothing happened randomly.
Yeah, as far as you can see, she's just seems to be
Kidnapping.
I guess,
Special
since
people
you are-
snatching arrows.
yeah, since you have a better look, you can see next to her is like a big, I guess a quiver that would be on the ground instead of on your shoulder, that's covered with filled with arrows. Next to her, seems like that's what she. You can make the assumption that she's a Fletcher, so somebody who makes arrows for a living. So. Thing.
It could be a thing to keep in mind for Velkorin, but he can't really use a bow right now, can he?
First of all, in a word,
You don't know.
hurtful.
I can't remember. Did you show everybody your shadow hand yet?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
No.
I can't remember.
I don't think so. So as far
I
as
think I'm
no,
just
he
an
cannot use
armless archer at this point. I don't
Let's-
think anybody knows.
it's gonna
I
use
think
his
you might
teeth
have
or
shown it
something.
to Demira.
Nope. He
He didn't.
well,
Or did he
no,
try?
I don't think so.
I don't
he was
remember
trying
either.
to conjure it on his own, I think.
Well then,
I don't remember. I don't think he showed me.
yes then, since Akari is the one people watching, they can hear... It's a bit further away from where you are, but you can kind of hear a woman in distress, so to speak, from a distance. It looks, since you were probably paying attention, it looks like the house that Velkorin came out of earlier when he went in with Renji.
Oh no, Grandma.
And it sounds like they're in distress. Well, that's an immediate sign for Akari to start going over there.
Good.
Save Grandma!
As you start to head that direction, obviously the commotion gets a bit louder, and you can hear Renji speaking up first, that him just kind of speaking to his grandmother, trying to calm her down, and he's like, Grandma, it's fine, there's no monster here, you're safe, nothing's gonna get you, calm down, it's okay. As she's, at this point, since you're close enough to hear what you can't really see because they're in the house, but you can hear it because these houses are not very thick or anything, but she's just kind of seems to be terrified or whatever of something, saying that it's gonna eat me, I gotta get out of here. That sounds undramatic, but it is what it is. But you can see that he's trying, well, you can't see because you're not in there, but the assumption is she's either having a moment or whatever, freaking out over something, and he's trying to calm her down. But can't for whatever reason right now. So, what are you gonna do?
Well, it'd be rude just to bust into their place asking.
True. This is fair.
Bam! Monster Hunter arrived.
Well, I guess main thing she could do is double check around their house to see if there's some type of monster or creature lurking around.
Yeah. Okay. I guess roll a perception check to see if you can see anything.
Oh lord. I'm using inspiration. Well, that's bullshit. Okay.
I'll give you mine because this seems important.
So I could just get a third one.
Yeah, go again.
What I said, you can do that.
Well, you say you can't do that?
I said you can, so if that's what
Okay,
you want to do.
I did it. So 26 total, because that was 2 nat ones, and that was bullshit.
Oh.
Damn. So, you kind of go around the perimeter of the house, trying to see what you can find. At a few points, you do pass by the windows, and you can see inside that Renji is struggling with his mother, grandmother, not mother, she's not having a good time. She's kind of freaking out, trying to just something's wrong. He doesn't know what's going on, but he's trying to keep her still and calm her down, try to help her. You're safe. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing going on. Everything's safe. There's nothing here. And he's just he's not having a good time because he's struggling. But yeah, as far as you go around the building and look up and down trying to see if you can see anything, you do not see anything out of place. Outside of obviously his grandmother's yelling. And we'll say after you do finally make your full loop around the house, she does start to calm down a bit.
See, clearly her presence of scouting has calmed the grandmother's nerves. It's what we call a success.
Okay. I guess.
She'll start making her way back to the inn now.
As you go back towards the end, you can you're near the children, and they're around that area. You can notice there are a couple of the children are humming a tune. But there's extra
What
thing.
tune are they humming?
You're not sure. It's not something you think
What does
you
it
haven't
sound
heard.
like?
I'm not telling you because I don't know.
It sounds spooky.
Hum it.
It sounds like humming. It's some kind of
Hum it,
children's
DM.
song. No. But anyways, you hear the song that they're humming, and it's like you kind of go, where have I heard that before? But can't really think of it anyways. But anyways, you can keep making your way back to the inn. What are the rest of the people doing while that's happening?
I mean, we were basically told to wait around for like 2 hours.
They're around.
So, I mean, but we were also... I
The
guess
rooms
he
were
did say
available
it
in
was
2 hours.
okay.
So.
He said it was okay for us to go by ourselves for now, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, well then, Demira will eventually probably go wandering around the city a bit more, the village.
Sure.
I have some spending money, so I'm going to find cheese, and I'm also gonna see if anyone is selling anything heat resistant.
Yes, find the cheese.
Alright. So I guess you're looking for a general store probably then?
Yeah, and if I have time, I'll do some foraging too.
To the general store or whatnot first.
Yeah, she'll stop by multiple stores, like looking for either ingredients that are heat resistant properties, or like clothing, or like, just any enchanted things or magic things that can help with heat.
You get to the general store, and it's a very modest store, so compared to even just like the clothing shop we were just in, it's pretty. It's modest, not a super big thing. This village is pretty small, so
Yeah.
they are selling obviously the Kakariko special Kakariko cheese. Some of the various different produce and such, so like tomatoes, a couple of the swift carrots, what else? Lots of just generic vegetables, mostly crops and such there. As far as I know, you're looking specifically for something for heat resistance. Doesn't seem to be sticking out, but you can always ask the clerk. But yeah. Mostly a grocery store kind of is the easiest way to think about what kind of stuff he's selling.
5 red rupees probably can't afford me any enchanted items anyways,
Yeah,
but
definitely
maybe
not.
ingredients. She'll buy cheese, and we did take the horses, right? So she'll get some of the carrots too.
The carrots are more money than you have.
What?
They are.
Wait a
Just
minute.
like,
Wait a minute. Wait a
carrots
minute.
are
Are you
really
telling me
expensive.
that clothing is cheaper than food?
These are the swift carrots. They are the ones that can make you run faster.
Carrots are very expensive.
What?
If I
Okay,
remember
noted.
correctly.
Can't afford carrots. But
remember
can I
Expensive
afford
ass carrots.
I would have
cheese?
given you way more money if I had known.
If I knew carrots were $50 these days.
Where?
It's choking on my food.
Where?
Speaking of carrots, I'm eating one. Cheapers.
Yeah, the swift
Yeah,
carrots
I
are.
was going off the assumption that because clothing is 1 gold, that carrots would be. I gotta stop.
It's okay.
She's
You get
dying.
it. It's okay. I
She's
assume
dying.
the cheese is
Yeah, the
less
cheese
expensive
is
because it's not fancy.
Yeah, you could get a large wheel for like.
A whole wheel?
If you wanted a whole wheel of cheese, you could probably get one entire wheel for a gold.
Is that how they offer it to me?
No.
Okay,
They have a little-
she'll take the whatever they offer. So
Smaller.
if they're
Okay,
offering
we'll
something
say
more
a
reasonable,
smaller
that's what she'll
chunk of cheese is about 1 silver, or not silver rupee. Goddamn, that'd be expensive. 1 blue rupee, so that's still.
I thought you just said not silver.
Not silver rupee. Silver, as in a blue rupee.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
The silver rupee is 100 rupees.
Yes,
so...
I understand now. Okay, so she buys a slice of cheese and notes that carrots are very expensive.
Yes, they are.
And in that case, I will try to forage. I know that some of the things are not really commonly found in this region, but Kulsaflina can be found at high elevations, so is there any chance I could find some up on the mountains that surround the village?
That is possible. You could also look for some of the critters.
Chill shrooms. Did we have the critter book, though? Did we get all the books, or I thought we were missing the critter one?
If it's in your pile, then I assume you got it. Or in your guys' crafting thing, I assume you got it.
Chill shrooms can be found at the base of pine trees in snowy regions, so I'm wondering, would there be any chance of me finding them at pine trees, not in snowy regions?
Less likely, but you can always try to find some.
I will also look for, also the critter pieces, some of them need monster parts, and we don't have any of those, so I wouldn't be able to do anything with them. Unless I find monsters. But I think I would like to look for the smotherwing butterfly, because I think that one didn't say that it needed monster parts. I think the insects didn't.
The insects usually need monster parts, yes. pretty sure
Oh,
one of you
okay. Well,
guys
then-
did take monster parts, buddy. I'm
I
pretty sure
mean,
somebody
Litter
got
had
the.
some.
I'm pretty sure when you guys killed the Lionel, somebody took some of the monster parts from the lion.
I did take some. Then the fish long ago was like stuck on a spear
Yeah.
and
That
stuff
too.
with eyes. Don't know
That-
what happened
yeah.
ever since then though.
That too. But anyway,
Okay, well,
you're going to
my
do that.
best bet would be to look for Syphlina and chill shrooms then, because I don't know that we have monster parts.
Mhm. Okay. Yes, go for either. If you're going out to do that, so it's either investigation, nature, or survival.
Okay, survival's my best, and even that's only at +2. Can I guide myself?
Or
Okay. Oh, natural 20 +2. +2 again. So
Let's
24.
fucking go.
gross.
Natural 24.
Which thing did you roll for?
The cool Syphlinas and chill
Hey.
shrooms?
Which trait? Survival. What did you roll
Oh, survival.
for? Your Felinas or the mushrooms, ideally.
So, like, looking for pine trees and climbing the mountains, looking up and climbing the mountains around the village. She just gone out for a quick mountain climb.
No.
They told me to burn a few
Hey.
hours.
Yep. That's. Managed to find find and catch two of the cold darners.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, if they're alive, I'm not using them. Demira doesn't want to hurt things. So
Oh.
she won't take living ones. If she finds any in a spider web or
Found
something.
two
that are
in a
already
spider web
dead.
then.
Okay. Cold darners.
Sure. We found 6 of the Hylian mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I did.
Managed to find one of the chill shrooms. And not find any of the cool stuff.
Okay.
So, you found what you found.
Okay.
While you are foraging, what are you doing, Velkorin?
I am essentially just going around, digging through my notes more, making sure what I believe it is correct.
Mhm.
I want to make sure the information I say tonight isn't, or I tell them when I get back, is worth it.
So, I guess what are you looking for? Does it
I'm digging through any of my notes to see if I have anything of importance on the situation, and what I believe it is, or the group I think it is, and it just trying to figure out if my hunch is correct. So I'm just reading through my own notes and digging through my own.
So you're just checking your notes, trying to see if
Yeah.
things match up based on what you
Correctly based on knowledge that I would have or notes I would have gotten, because he would keep anything that's not considered like private or something he shouldn't have on him, like
Mhm.
notes on monsters or like groups and like localizations and stuff like that. He would keep, right? Like,
Sure.
because that's, I mean, his whole point of a ranger is to keep that knowledge.
Sure,
So-
makes sense. Okay, as of right now, based on your notes, kind of what? Yeah, you kind of Kevin. God damn it, tongue just. What happened there? You kind of haven't quite confirmed anything yet. There's a lot of. You're definitely suspicious of this could be the thing that you think it is, but nothing. You haven't found any definitive proof yet, or even really anything
Okay.
close to definitive proof yet. But at the same time, you also know if this creature that you're trying to verify, it would be very hard to find definitive proof because, especially just based on what they do. Because not much is known about that. Obviously.
If Demira sees any flowers on her way back, I'll take some flowers back too.
Generic flowers or specific?
If I happen to find specific ones, let me know. Do you want me to roll?
No, I'm gonna roll.
Okay.
Nope, just some generic flowers.
Okay.
Say for Velkorin, while you are just checking your notes, give a little thing while you're doing that. While you're checking your notes, you do see the innkeeper kind of come down with a assortment of kind of random possessions, and she kind of walks back into one of the back rooms and just kind of is speaking to herself, just like annoyed that why do so many people forget to take their stuff with them when they leave. Annoying, as she tosses it into the closet that's marked as lost and found, basically. But you can see at this point now she's pretty looking pretty dirty and dusty because of all the cleaning that she's been doing. And as she starts to go back upstairs, she does notice that you're still sitting there, and she says, "I'm almost done. I just gotta change the sheets now, and you guys should be able to use the rooms whenever you need."
Who else is around me from our group right now?
I
I
think
think just
Vivra?
Vivra. I think Vivra's the only one there.
Yeah, hanging out.
I'm going to stealth over to the lost and found.
What? So you're just sitting next to me and you're just gone?
Poof.
I mean, I feel like I'm gonna be aware of the fact that you disappeared.
Did you?
It's like,
Well,
you-
he gets up and walks away, and then you're not
I
sure.
was
where
gonna
he
say,
went,
are you
I'm
just being
assuming.
sneaky, or did you actually cast a spell or something to hide yourself?
I'm gonna pass without a trace.
Okay. That works.
okay.
I mean, Vivra's probably looking at you, so it's not as simple
Yeah,
as that, but
I'm not hiding.
I know
from
you're not
Vivra,
hiding
I'm
from
hiding
Vivra.
from the other people.
yeah, you're just trying to be.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I think if Vivra sees you start to sneak and she just kind of
He
like
suddenly crouches
makes a
and starts
face.
walking.
Yeah,
I will
she kinda-
I will do the shh thing, like the finger up to my mouth and like quiet as I stealth over there. But okay, so I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace, which would affect her anyway.
Yep. It would.
You are also stealthy now.
Oh, someone tries to sit in the seat that I'm sitting in.
Hey.
It's a 28.
Gross.
I rolled a 10.
I was gonna say, but with an extra 10, was that with the 10 or not?
That's with the 10. I rolled a 10, so it was 10 plus 10 plus 8.
Okay. 28. Yeah, you're
What is my stealth?
pretty sneakily. So you kind of, I mean, at this point, there's nobody else in the room except for Vivra and the innkeeper is upstairs. So, oh no,
Sorry.
There's maybe an
You're
invisible monster
stealthing.
around.
You're stealthing
sounds like
from
Vivra tipped
nobody.
over
Did I
in her
trip
chair.
on the monster?
There's no monster.
Holy smokes!
Have
And I
tripped on
rolled a
an
nat.
invisible
I rolled for fun and I got a nat 20. Vivra's
She's
invisible
so
in her chair.
He's also very.
Velkorin put his finger to his lips and she took that personally.
She hid in the shadows.
He's gonna look through all the stuff. Is this stuff? So just because he has a hunch, is this stuff people would normally forget?
Some of it is. It's it's a random assortment of various different possessions. For the bulk of what's there is a bunch of clothes for the most part. So different shirts, fancy pants, some fancy shoes sometimes, a bunch of boots. It's mostly clothing. every once in a while there's if you dig around a bit, you might see a journal, or you see some mundane, cheaper jewelry, nothing too fancy, like a brass or bronze necklace or a cheap ring. Nothing too fancy, because obviously you can make the assumption that the innkeeper would keep anything that's of high value somewhere else, but this is the lost and found, so to speak, so if somebody forgot their stuff, they would meant to come look at it. But at the same time, she's like, wow, I can't verify whose this is, so if somebody comes and take it, I'm not gonna leave the expensive shit there. So
Yeah.
So for the most part, it's generally mundane stuff. But
I see.
So,
But there's a lot of it.
yeah, there's a good amount of it. More than usual. You can make the assumption that either this place has a lot higher traffic than you expected, or people are really fucking forgetful when they're here.
Okay.
Can I, with my total of 33 stealth right now,
You.
just kind of walk over to Velkorin without
Sure.
revealing
You,
him to
I was
whoever
gonna
might
say-
be there?
Also, you have a higher than his passive, so he doesn't notice you sneak up on him.
Yeah, and then she's just kind of like, are you like kneeling or something, looking over stuff?
Yeah, I'm just kneeling in, like they're looking through all the stuff, like trying to figure out what's what.
Okay. I think I'm going to I'm gonna go up next to him and I'm gonna telepathically say, so why are we looking at clothes?
To figure out a suspicion of mine, and I can't reply to yours, right?
No, you have to whisper.
No, so I'm gonna reply to you with my own,
Oh, you have telepathy now?
and you can reply to me via mine.
I didn't know you had to live.
When did you
I
get that?
I picked
You
up
just
that
got
wonderful ability
Right.
while I can,
Right.
as a
Right.
warlock.
Right.
Oh dang. Nice.
I multi-classed.
Yeah, fuck. Right. Well, continue then. Ignore me when I interrupted you.
I believe it's just solely based on the version of the warlock I took too, so
Yeah.
I can just keep using it.
Nice. All right, so you were saying
Yeah, I can just do. As long as you understand the language, I can speak to you. They can. We're going through. I'm going investigating in a hunch of mine, and this is kind of cementing what I believe is happening here.
might I know what this hunch is?
No.
Not yet. I will be explaining it once we get to our room where it's safe.
I mean, for one, no one's listening to us. We're using telepathy. For two, I don't think there's anyone else in this room right now either, which is kind of creepy in its own right. But why wouldn't you be able to tell me now rather than then? Maybe I can help.
It would be because I'm still confirming that this is the case.
Okay, so tell me
if-
what you're thinking, and maybe there's something I can do.
We have an hour. You can wait an hour, so I don't have to repeat myself with the group.
You and you're repeating yourself.
I do not see the point of repeating myself, especially when I'm not 100% yet. And I just need to check on one more thing, and I will be set on what this is. Or more, what group this is.
A group. I know, Jaxie. That's and Vivra's frustrated because she's like, maybe I can get you to 100 if you just tell me the 90% that you have. But yeah, so Vivra doesn't have much info to go off of, really, because she doesn't know what Velkorin is exactly investigating. So I think she just kind of hangs out and lets him do his thing while kind of like, can I do like an insight check to see if maybe Vivra picks up on clues or something?
As in trying to infer something from him?
Yeah. Since he's being, well, you know, closeted about it, she's like, well, I don't have much else to do, so
You can, I mean, you can infer he's being sneaky. That's pretty much obvious. But as far as what he knows, that's hard to say because he hasn't really told you anything that's definitive as far as what he could be talking about. So,
okay.
even if he rolled an insight, you wouldn't really get it. I'm trying to get.
All right, fair enough, I suppose.
But since Velkorin is rummaging around in the closet, let's have him make a investigation roll.
Investigation.
Yes.
Hey, I'll fucking take it. Did I close my? I think I closed my D&D Beyond.
How dare you?
Plus a million.
Plus a million. Yeah, that's plus a million. It's plus 6, so it kind of is the same thing.
Well, you perceive that you're in a game, and then Velkorin's nose bleeds and the faint.
No, not again.
It's my current favorite number for the stream, which is 23. As this is the third 23 I've had. No matter what math we add to it.
Jesus. All right. As you're rummaging through the clothing and stuff, as you go to step away, you accidentally step on something, and you hear the crunch of glass under your foot.
What?
I assume you're gonna look at what you just stepped on.
Yes, I will.
You move the clothes out of the way. You see a broken picture frame that's already been there for a while, been buried underneath the clothes. And then, as you look at the picture frame, you see a picture of the innkeeper, and she's standing next to a man, and they're both smiling in front of the inn. They're painting, not a picture.
Well, that's a cute couple.
Not anymore.
We need to get everybody back
Now?
right now.
Okay. Let's go.
So I'm gonna go start finding people.
Demira is halfway down a mountain.
Jesus
Jumping off a mountain.
Christ.
I was gonna say she's throwing her weapon again to go faster.
Yeah, she's rock climbing and down the side. I guess she's still disguised. So there's just a girl climbing down the side of the mountain.
Where are you going?
And she's on her way back to the inn with a bunch of stuff in her arms because she can't carry it all.
Oh, so we see Demira pretty easily then?
Yeah, probably. She's not stealthed or anything.
I see. Demira,
Just
do
a bunch of-
you know? Wow, that's a lot of stuff. But
A
do you
bunch
know
of
where
mushrooms
Akari...
rolling down the mountain.
I was gonna say, while you are on your way back,
Akari and Lumi.
we'll say, well, I guess either Demira or Akari, you guys were both outside as you guys making your way back to the inn. You would see the dog that was playing with the children that just kind of starts barking obnoxious a lot for a while. Seems to be barking at nothing. The kids are just kind of like, we see you, stop barking, we're right here. Even though they're like, wait, right, dog can't hear us, that's fine. Kind of try to pet the dog to calm it down. For a reason it's barking a lot. And I guess it's one of them probably notices you guys, one of you two, if you're looking at them while they're petting the dog. Kind of speak up and say, oh, the dog's deaf, and it barks to get our attention for some reason. I don't know why. Poor thing's just deaf. At that point, they finally calm the dog down enough so it stops barking.
If Akari was to go towards the dog, if she looked in the direction it's barking at, because it's not barking at the kids, it's barking at a different direction, right?
Looks to be.
So, would anything be perceived or possibly felt nearby within,
Within
I don't
10 feet.
know, 10 feet?
Am I near
Don't
them?
you have a...
You were
Don't you
inside. These guys
detect
are outside
magic
unless you came
spells,
outside.
Sky?
Oh, I thought Velkorin and Vivra went outside to find the others.
Oh, right. You guys did go. Ah, okay. So I guess you guys would also
Am
see.
I there?
You guys are all in the
Was it both
vicinity,
of us?
near the
Okay.
vicinity of this. Oh, sure.
Okay. I'll cast Speak with Animals on myself to hear what the dog's saying.
The dog isn't saying anything. It's barking.
Yes, dog language.
It's going, look, look, look,
It's
look, look!
Gotta, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gotta be yelling something, right?
Velkorin's with you too, right?
Yeah.
Not
So
saying
you're
it.
casting a spell. Demira will say, Velkorin, please hold me for a moment. And she'll shift into weapon form, drop the disguise.
Oh, your food!
Yeah, it's all on the floor.
There's mushrooms all over the ground. Oh.
Can I see anything that would be invisible in 30 feet?
Nope.
No, nothing?
Same with you, Akari. You didn't notice anything. As far as what you hear, Vivra, you just hear barking because the dog has been deaf. As far as you can make sense, the dog has been deaf its entire life, so it doesn't know how to
Oh, it doesn't
speak.
have language.
Does not have a language to speak.
Okay, Demira
It-
spins around back into humanoid form. And starts picking up all the mushrooms and flowers on the floor. And she'll give flowers to everyone.
Akari still has the shadowy disguise from the mask on, but takes the flower and
It's
helps
magical
pick up the
darkness,
rest.
so I can see through it.
At this point, you guys are all gathered up kind of near the inn, the entrance of the inn.
The inn's gonna
Demira will
transform
pet
into a
the
monster.
dog.
It's a monster house.
Mira's petting the dog, and the rest of the kids kind
Yeah.
of just go back to playing their game.
I was gonna try to use animal handling to calm the dog down and maybe try to get more information somehow.
Certainly try.
Cool.
What's everyone doing here? I was just on my way back.
26 animal handling?
I would, if your attempt is to calm
I
the
am
dog
druid.
down, you definitely calmed the dog down. You
Good.
just the dog or whatever,
Cool. Oh, it's deaf. I was gonna start talking to it. Yeah, I think even
Can
if I try
you-
to get insight, I don't think I'm gonna get much info out of the dog, unfortunately.
Vivra, you can shapeshift into a dog, can't you? Perhaps they can see something that we can't.
You think dog sight is different from people sight?
It seems to be sensing something that we don't see.
Oh, other senses.
Perhaps it's smell, perhaps...
Fluffy's a familiar, so it might be different, but
I've
does Fluffy
heard-
seem to be reacting differently?
I've heard that dogs can see ghosts.
Where did
Oh
you
my
hear that, Demira?
God.
I don't recall.
Uh-huh.
The
Okay.
internet.
Let's speak with animals.
Internet?
I can talk to Fluffy. I mean, technically, Vivra can talk to Fluffy with basic
And can't you
phrases
see
already,
through Fluffy's senses? Can you do that with other
Uh,
animals? Isn't there an ability where you
Beast
can see
sense.
through...
I literally
Yeah.
have it right
Yes.
here.
Okay,
Oh my
good,
god,
'cause I
you're
was
so
thinking of-
smart.
Yeah, I was gonna
Uh,
say, I know at least for
I wasn't
familiars
sure if you
you can
had
too.
it, but
I do have it, and I have it prepared and everything. I don't even have to use my flash recall. Yeah, I'll connect. Since I've calmed the dog, I will put my hand on it because it's a touch spell. So I touch a willing beast. So if this, like, Vivra's gonna kind of like gesture, like, if this is okay, she's going to touch the deaf dog because, at the very least, this dog for sure senses something. And Zom, is Fluffy reacting to anything, or is he just kind of hanging out with me? Mr. Dungeon Master? Are you muted?
I pushed the mute button, sorry.
The creature can at the DM.
Fluffy, yeah.
we all
down
got
creature.
snatched.
Fluffy's acting normal. Doesn't, I mean, he's like, he's acting normal as far as you can tell. What does the spell do exactly that you're using?
For the duration of the spell, you can use your action to see through the beast's eyes and hear what it hears. And continue to do so until you use your action to return to your normal senses. While perceiving through the beast's senses, you gain the benefits of any special senses possessed by that creature, though you are blinded and deafened to your own surroundings. So, if this dog has a special ability to see things, I gain that ability while looking through his eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go
Or
ahead and do
smell.
that. Or smell.
You don't hear anything because the dog is deaf.
Mhm.
And you're technically
Yeah,
seeing
that's
through
fine.
the dog's eyes, so now you're seeing in black and white.
Dogs don't see in black and white. That was disproven
Whatever.
like forever ago.
Whatever.
The only color they don't see well is red.
For the most part, with what you see, is you're essentially seeing through the dog's sense now.
Yeah.
You're deaf now while this is happening, so you don't
That's
see anything.
fine.
So you don't hear anything. You don't see anything outright right now. I guess you can roll perception if you want to be a little more specific.
Okay, let's use our inspiration on that, actually.
I can cast guidance too if you want a D4.
If you'd like to, and Zom allows it.
Sure.
Because we all
Cool.
know that we're trying to figure something out, so I have reason to.
Oh, fair enough. So perception 22. My first roll was in that one, if you wanted to know.
Gross.
That's why I was like, you know what? We don't need that roll, actually.
Fair enough. You look around using your dog eyes, and
Vivra, what do your
far-
dog eyes see?
yeah, as far as you can see, nothing stands out any different than what you thought. The dog must. You can make the assumption the dog might have been barking at something, but at least as of now, you can't see anything.
Can I attempt to see if the dog has any abilities that I can utilize that aren't readily apparent? Because with the beast sense, I gain whatever abilities they have temporarily.
It is a dog, so
You gain
whatever
the ability of death.
you gain the ability of being a dog. Generic dog. He doesn't have
So
any
many skill
special
points.
abilities. Outside of that, he's deaf.
Okay. I will blink back into myself again, and since Demira's the closest one, I'll shrug and say, I couldn't see anything through him, so whatever he saw or sensed doesn't
Perhaps-
appear to be.
Perhaps it
Around?
left before we caught up, and it was just barking in the direction it went.
That
If
could
there was
be.
anything.
I think that we should see what Velkorin has to say about what's going on before we go towards anything, though.
As we're walking and talking back to the inn, Demira will just ask, does this have something to do with, all of the alarm?
I would assume so.
What alarm?
The concern.
I'm like, did someone
Oh.
just whisper at me?
Okay, I did. I whispered.
Okay.
You hear a whisper in the wind.
We head back to the inn.
Whisper in the wind.
The soft coo of a pigeon.
But
All right.
you guys are headed back to the inn.
Yeah.
We're close to time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
where
Making sure I
I'm-
don't have to explain nothing.
Oh
Oh,
my gosh.
Okay, that
You
works
have
too,
to
I guess.
explain next section. Well, if you don't explain this session, you have to explain next session.
That works.
Interesting. It appears I am on vacation in 2 weeks.
You bet.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It would be
Oh my gosh.
yeah, just because I assume Velkorin's gonna want to talk about a bunch of shit,
We're gonna do a whole lot of information dumping.
and
Yeah.
I also
That
have
sounds
to.
like this is a good place to stop
Yeah,
then, so
'cause I'll
Lumi,
have to-
Nibby can be here.
Yep, that would be the better idea, and I'll have to talk to him about some stuff too, anyways. So that works out. But yeah, it is kind of a weird spot to end off on, but oh well, it happened. But I would rather stop now than continue on to just because, well, I don't want to keep anybody up. So we'll stop now and get it back into it in the next session once we have all the entire rest of the party here. So it'll be fun.
Part 2.
Part 2 of nothing's going on in Kakariko. Anyways, but yeah, we will see you all next time. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks. So yeah.
What a tease.
Yep, I'm teasing you.
Bye.
Hey, cliffhangers.